Because I don't actually like the emoji. But that's the closest.
Where's that? The conclusion, I should be in a
I always go to bed far too late. Fortunately, I don't have to get up early tomorrow. I usually do on a Thursday, but I don't tomorrow. So, again, have you? Oh, okay.
Oh, good afternoon. Oh, good evening. Good evening again. Welcome to the second half. I'm going to kick off with some more poems, and this is a poem about that feeling in life that you sometimes get, that you're just slightly disappointed with the way things have turned out. It's called Shoes with Ambition. These shoes hanker for a better life, somewhere else on someone else's feet. They don't look happy to face the street. They want to return to the wardrobe's safe darkness, tentacles of other laces caressing their pitted hide. That's quite disappointing when that happens. These shoes don't want to be so chunky, so suburban. They long to be snappy Italian loafers, strolling through the Via Conda on the way to a hot date. They imagine sultry female feet approaching, scarlet toenails slipping free of sandals. These shoes want to share abandonment with her shoes beside the waterbed in a cool room scented by lime trees, not setting out for Tesco, not knowing when the bus will turn up. At Christmas somebody gave me a collection of poems by Michael Donaghy, the late great Irish-American poet, and I wanted to share the platform with Michael at a reading in Lewisham. So I wrote this poem, Donaghy. I read first, Donaghy followed, recited beautiful verse, struck up tunes on his fiddle, dark hair speaking to his roots, a green Yankee in London. Afterwards, Guinness flowed, Donaghy full of charm, one of us, the table awash with comfortable words. We hope to meet again, poet to poet, becoming friends. Now Donaghy's gone, taken too soon, the link between tradition and Ireland's young. I peruse his collected, elegantly bound, but would rather Donaghy here, opening his fiddle case, moistening the bow, lifting a pint, in no hurry to go. Thank you. I'm going to continue with some poems from my last two collections, which are coincidentally on sale here tonight. I read a poem inspired by Sappho in the first half, and this is a poem by a poet actually who was a contemporary of Sappho's, Ovid, and he wrote this poem called Waiting for Karina about 2,500 years ago, and it describes the story of a couple meeting on a summer's afternoon for a tryst. The poem has taken on a life beyond Ovid. In 1583, Christopher Marlowe wrote a new version of it, and someone called Guy Lee wrote another version for the swinging 60s. So I thought it was probably time to update it with a version for the 21st century. Waiting for Karina. Waiting for Karina, that summer afternoon, window half open, casting a lazy light, like the hour after sunset, dawn's first kiss, the half-light shy girls need to hide their fears. So you came, Karina, fresh air in a short dress, waterfall of hair flecking the palest neck. Lovely as all your lovers say, a princess stealing in. I lifted your dress, you wriggled fish-like, a slim brown trout, torn between the river, your own desire. You paused, lovely beyond compare, naked, glistening, nipples granting me permission, breasts high above your brown stomach, tiny waist, old enough thighs. Why say more? You stepped toward me. Later we slept, where now such summers, where such sex. I was having a conversation with my friend Lisa when we somehow got onto the topic of Bond films, and she said if I was in a Bond film, I wouldn't be the Bond girl, I'd be Bond. So this is the girl who would be Bond. Cutting the blue world with a knife, you are Bond girl, become Bond, emerging from the sea, glistening anger, spitting life. You clout silly Bond boy, stick his head in a bucket, brush away sand, stride toward land. You are the Bond girl who wrote her own stories on a shelf in a playroom, unafraid of high places, intuiting her feminist traces. You need no Chesterfields, shaken martinis, Rolex watches, Aston Martins, any kind of boy's own nonsense. You are Bond girl, become Bond, brilliantly unafraid, the girl who would be Bond, stepping out of his shade. I was talking to Stephen Francis in the interval about what the changes in Cuba might mean. I've been there a few times, and this is one of my favourite experiences. I visited John Lennon Park in Havana, and as you walk into the park, there's a wonderful bronze statue of the great man reclining on a bench with one arm sort of draped like that. And as you walk towards the statue, the park keeper comes towards you with a set of John Lennon spectacles, and he asks if you'd like them to be put on the statue so you can have a photograph. And the reason that there is a keeper of the spectacles is because tourists have taken them away as souvenirs in the past. But I thought, only in Cuba could someone be employed as the keeper of John Lennon's glasses. Out of the shade steps the keeper of John Lennon's glasses, slips them over the ex-Beatles' bronze ears. I shove up next to the great man, put my arm around his shoulders, made too warm by the heat of the sun. You capture the moment when I meet John Lennon's likeness in Havana, a life-size casting on a bench, one leg draped casually over the other. I attempt to swap specs, but the keeper wags his finger. I take a moment to bless John for his life in my life. I place a coin in the keeper's palm in recognition of the sacred task he has been anointed so to do. It's not every day you meet the keeper of John Lennon's glasses. Let me take you down. This is my final poem tonight, and perhaps you might think about what this poem has to say when you cast your vote on the 7th of May. It's called An Old Revolutionary Never Dies. I no longer man the barricades, but I haven't lost the way. Instead I allow a garment to vent my discontent. I wear Che Guevara underpants to the office every day. They're inside my trousers now. Doesn't mean that's where they'll stay. Like revolutionary hearts waiting to be awoken, my Che Guevara pants are far more than a token. They'll become a flag of freedom when the walls come tumbling down. I'll fly them from the boss's door when we gun him down at dawn. Then line up all the jokers who wear comedy ties to work. That revisionist Mickey Mouse was always such a jerk. Under Che Guevara's underpants, we'll sing the people's flag and hum the Internationale as we march the old main drag. We'll kick out all the suits, we'll liberate the loot, we'll unlock the vaults and legalise a doot. So quietly flows the vanguard, you won't see us sneaking up until our boot breaks down the door and we raise the triumphal cup. Us revolutionaries never go away. Like the poor, we're always here, awaiting the right moment to raise the pants that cheer. Like the heart of poets, waiting to be awoken, my Che Guevara underpants are far more than a token.
Did you buy them in Cuba?
I bought them in Amsterdam.
Oh, typical, isn't it?
Probably had taken too many drugs at the time. Yeah. So, just clear a bit of space for